People need to stop taking things as serious and as literal. Except for when a guy says that maybe his entire team should be executed.
Whoa!
You know
Jesus
what I mean?
Who said
Christ.
that?
Bro, it was a joke from fucking 1969. Are you kidding me, bro? You didn't know?
John McKay.
Oh, John McKay.
McKay?
Yeah,
Who the
dude.
hell is that?
Well, rest in peace, John McCain.
Of course. McCain.
McKay. John McKay, dude.
Uh-huh.
Coach for the Bucks back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think about your team's execution, he was asked? He's, I'd be in favor of it. He was not happy with them boys.
That's good.
It was 1970 or something like that, 1980. Maybe 19... Nah, it didn't make
See, the way that McKay did it, the way that you just said it, actually very funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, a good throwback reference and nobody
The
understands
way that
it.
Brian Kelly did it was not delivered well.
same.
Kind of shoehorned it in there.
Yeah, Brian Kelly, he's not a comedian. Okay, we've all known
No,
that.
he certainly isn't a
Well,
comedian.
he actually has.
He ain't funny.
Well, that's what that was my big thing. Is listen, I get it.
I don't get it, by the way. And what I was just doing was what everybody was doing to me on Twitter last night that was acting like they fucking knew that thing from John McKay. Way to go. Wait, like if you knew that, I am incredibly impressed. I am proud of you. Whenever I have a question about random, irrelevant shit from the past in football, I will come to these motherfuckers. I found out who they were on the internet last night. I will go to these people to find out that information. But I mean, that was a 2021, that was a wild, hilarious, okay, just that he thought it was all right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to let this thing fly. And I wonder what his thoughts were in his brain as opposed to everybody else's thoughts. I think we got a chance to see that. But, I mean, there is a situation.
Yeah, I mean, when you've actually killed a kid in your past and your previous past transgressions, like, man, he didn't even crack a smile or laugh after he said it either. So it was like, well, is he joking? Like, guy's a moron.
I love by the way, what he said is
not.
a satirical reference to a situation that did happen.
Yeah, very real situation.
Very much did happen. Now, what I will say is the people that were coming after the people, like for instance, I put a tweet out like 10 minutes later because there was something else happening on another thing about with an asshole.
Sure, scumbag.
Dirtbag.
So I went back and watched. And I put a tweet out, I guess, like 10, 15 minutes later. Did this? This is wild. Because, by the way, just follow-up question. Now, there's zero chance of her to give an actual, like if Katie Georgia goes,
What?
did you just say your team? Imagine the.
Oh, man.
So I don't expect it. But immediately afterwards, somebody should have said something about, Mr. Kelly was obviously referencing an old joke from John McKay in 1970 about his team not executing properly and him being so upset that he would metaphorically like to kill them. Now, let's go forward, because that's the world that we currently live in, right?
Absolutely.
And you kind of got to, be where your feet are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Coach JB was not happy about the response to Brian Kelly's statement either.
What do you mean?
Coach JB was like, oh, you soft slap dicks. This is exactly what society's turning to now. It's coach talk.
I will say there was a lot of people that said it was getting very soft for the way people reacted. And I will say, I agree. I understand. It was a joke. Like, hey, people, I don't think you should take anybody serious, to be honest.
Yeah.
But people do in the world. But I mean, there was no indication that was a throwback to a joke in my eyes. I might have been the biggest idiot of all time. I didn't even know John McKay was coach. And, I need to study up. I need to fucking learn a little bit more about what we talk about. And its history, obviously, but that was wild to me. Hey, you know John McKay?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Dude, you're like the rest of the internet that was attacking me for not being a football historian, Doug Gottlieb told me. Pat's not a football historian. I don't know if that was a shot or a compliment. I don't know, honestly.
That's apparent. I think that, okay. I think that's fair to say you're not a football historian.
But I am appreciative that I learned who the fucking historians were last night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, and I said this in the first hour, and I truly mean it. All the people that attacked me for not knowing that was a reference to a John McKay joke in the 70s, I'm going to go to them whenever I need a fucking bumfuck piece of information.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. And
How many passing yards did Y.A. Tittle have in 1963?
Bingo. I'm going to these people.
Yep.
Yeah. Paul Pabst, Dan Patrick Show, friend of mine. I like Paul Pabst. This morning, okay, after I got a litany of people telling me, this is John McKay, it's like, okay, I'm sorry I didn't know that. Okay, he didn't deliver it the same way McKay did.
Not even
He
close.
didn't deliver it the same way McKay did, but I understand I should have known. And by the way, I just said this dude's wild. I didn't say anything else like that. Paul Papps actually sent me a full link this morning and said, it's a throwback clip or whatever. I'm like, thanks, Paul. Fuck off, Paul. And I love
Do they
Paul.
feel like, are they defending Brian Kelly? Is that what they feel like they're doing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But not just Brian Kelly, but also society as a whole got lumped in there. All of a sudden, politics. I mean, it became like a full. Of course it did. By the way, of course it did. But I just don't think your head coach should be bobbling an execution choke.
Especially
Especially with his chapter
All right,
pass.
all right.